Yo, what up, Sad Squad? Mr. Sad here. And I gotta tell you that this episode actually comes with a disclaimer. It's kind of a fancy way of letting you know that there's things in this episode you want to know about before you watch it. This episode today deals with two different things. One is cookies. And the other is blood. No, not like that. In today's episode, I'll be visiting Canadian Blood Services while celebrating National Cookie Day. And do not fear! I don't show any needles, nothing graphic, and I explain everything along the way. So let's get started, shall we? Here we go. Do you want a cookie? Do you want a cookie? Well, you're in luck, because I do too. Oh, you bet I do. And don't you know it? Because December 4th is National Cookie Day, and I'm in need of a tasty treat. But the trouble is, we don't have anything delicious in my house, because I don't have any restraint. But it's all good in the hood, because every other month, I head on over to Canadian Blood Services to make a blood donation. And following my donation, I get myself some delicious cookies. And why do you do this, you might be asking? Great question. Well, for one thing, I've been donating blood for almost 20 years. That's right. And I'm about to head in for my 71st donation. But also, donating blood helps a lot of different kinds of people. Did you know that just one blood donation can save up to 3 lives? Yeah, for real. And starting at the age of 17, you can donate till you're 117 years old. Wow, that would be really old. But did you know that nearly half of all Canadians will either need a blood donation during their lifetime or know somebody that will need a blood donation during their lifetime? And since I'm able to go as often as I can, which is every 56 days for men and 84 days for women, I better get a move on. So let's pop on over to Canadian Blood Services in Barrie, Ontario and get this show on the road. Rolling! Alright, so I've arrived at Canadian Blood Services and I'm almost ready to get my appointment going. Now back in the day, I used to have to bring a blood donor card, which was very specific to me so that when I arrived, they scanned it, beep beep, and they knew I was here. And nowadays, all you need is the Give Blood app, which has your donor card on it, as well as the survey that you need to fill out beforehand. Wow, you can't see any of that. They also have a bunch of safety protocols to make the donation process safe for me, the people that work there, and the people that are going to be receiving my blood eventually. So my mask is going on, and let's do this.
Let's do this!
Here we go. Now the first thing that they're going to make me do when I walk into the clinic is I'm going to change my mask and scan my digital card so they know I am who I say I am. And then I'm off to the waiting area where I'll wait to speak with a nurse to make sure that I'm A-OK to donate. The next step is to sit down with a registered nurse who is able to ask me a bunch of questions to determine whether I'm able to donate or not. They'll also check my temperature and check my hemoglobin levels. Your hemoglobin is a protein in your red blood cells that carries oxygen to your body's organs and tissues and transports carbon dioxide from your organs and tissues back to your lungs. And from the looks of it, I'm good to go. The nurse then gives me a bunch of bags and tubes which will be used in the next part of my donation. And here I am, right into the donation chair. Whoops, there's my feet. The chair is super comfy and allows you to lay back, relax, and enjoy while you make your blood donation. The first thing they're gonna have me do is to put a rubber ball in my hand and give it a couple of good squeezes. That way they're gonna see which veins really pop and where I'm gonna get my donation taken from. Then they're gonna wipe down the area with a disinfectant, and that makes my skin safe for them to put a needle in without any germs getting on the needle or going into me. And just like that, I'm clean as a whistle. And on to the next step. Now, here comes the needle. No, I'm not gonna show you that. What I will show you is the blood leaving my body and following the tubes along a trail. First, the blood goes into a tiny tube. Then it goes down into a great big bag that contains anticoagulation fluid. That fluid ensures that my blood doesn't start to harden once it gets into the bag, and it moves back and forth so my blood is constantly moving and therefore can't get harder while it's inside the bag. Then they take the small tube and put test tubes into it and fill up the test tubes to test my blood to make sure it's safe to give to other people. All the while, I continue to squeeze the rubber ball, and then I wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, and in just a few short minutes, my donation is done. And they're gonna pull the needle out of my arm, put a Band-Aid on me, and wrap me up like Frankenstein. And I'm good to go. And once my donation is done, it's time to celebrate with some delicious cookies. Which ones will I choose? And here we are back in the car. My donation is complete, and I have done a good deed to help people that I will probably never meet. And now it's time to go home and enjoy my sweet, sweet treat. Big thanks to Canadian Blood Services for allowing me to come and film at their Barrie location. Happy National Cookie Day to you. And for more information about donating blood in your area, visit www.blood.ca.